The Tar Heels have traveled into the Mile High City to take on the Denver Pioneers. It's sunny, it's a little chilly here, not terrible conditions here in Denver as the 4th ranked North Carolina Tar Heels and the 11th ranked Denver Pioneers get set for action. We have a terrific non-conference matchup here. Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium filling up here. Should be a sellout for the Pioneers and the Tar Heels. What a matchup. The Tar Heels undefeated on the season, 4-0. Again, they've moved up to the 4th place in the rankings overall, and they are led by one of their stars, Chris Gray, the junior attackman, 16 goals on the season. He's a transfer from Boston University, so this is his first year here with Carolina, and what an impact he has made. He leads the team in points, and he's the reigning ACC Offensive Player of the Week, and he has done a terrific job with this team. The chemistry coming together and leading this team, he really elevates this offense for UNC, and it's a terrific offense indeed, very talented. On the flip side, for the Denver Pioneers, Jack Hanna leads their offense. He's a midfielder, leads the team with goals in 11, also the team in points with 18, and he's a young man that does it all. It's rare to see a midfielder leading the team in shots, but he can do it all. Terrific player as the Pioneers and the Tar Heels are getting set for this one. What a match between two perennial powers in the lacrosse world. It's all coming up here on the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi. Pioneers and the Carolina Tar Heels. What more could you ask for here? Sun is shining here in Denver. Opening faceoff is next.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
At Carolina, we are born of a different kind, an ambitious kind, a kind that is not to be underestimated. Whether we're fighting for a dream, breaking down barriers, or defying the odds, we advance because others depend on it. We prevail because it's in our nature. For all that's now, for all that's new, for all that's next, for all kind.
At the University of Denver, we build an education that builds the world. A foundation of learning. Collaboration is our training ground. The world is your inspiration. Forging the future together. Breaking new ground at the University of Denver. Be a pioneer of life.
Pioneers and the Tar Heels set for a terrific matchup, top 15 matchup here at the University of Denver. The Pioneers come in 11th in the country and the Tar Heels 4th in the country. They are undefeated. And you're looking at Caton Johnson, their goalie, 5'11", 195 pounds. He is a sophomore, but playing at the end of the season last year and really coming on. He is a terrific player, including this year a preseason All-American by Inside Lacrosse. So we have got two young goalkeepers in this matchup. Johnson, a little bit more experience. He is terrific. On the flip side, for the Pioneers, they're going with Jack Thompson, a freshman making his first collegiate start for Denver. He's a local product. You love to see that. Castle Rock, Colorado, Rock Canyon High School, 5'10", 160 pounds. Not the biggest guy, but he's going to be in goal for head coach Bill Tierney. Coach Tierney has rotated goalies. In fact, last weekend between two games, 4 different goalies playing for the Pioneers. There's head coach Bill Tierney, a legend in the coaching industry, 11th season, and a 7-time national champion. It's remarkable when you look at all the accolades for head coach Bill Tierney. Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium packed to the gills here, as usual here for the Pioneers. Terrific crowd on hand. The sun is shining. It's a partly cloudy day here. On the flip side, Joe Bresci, 12th year. Okay, he's done a marvelous job in his 12th season there. He's got 120 wins, and we mentioned 7 national championships for head coach Bill Tierney. For Coach Bresci, he's got 1 national championship at Carolina. He also coached 11 seasons at Ohio State, so he's got 23 years under his belt in major college lacrosse, and he's got this team right now undefeated. Carolina Tar Heels winning the 2016 national championship, the Pioneers' most recent national championship, 2015. Pioneers in their home white uniforms, Carolina in their Carolina blue and white as we get set for this one. A couple of young guys on the face-off as we get ready for the opening face-off. Pioneers still huddled up here. Alex Stathakis for Denver, freshman, 5'11", 225 pounds from Northville, Michigan, and he's made an immediate impact. He does not look like a freshman out there when you see him on these face-offs. On the flip side, he's going up against Zach Tucci, sophomore. So we got a freshman versus a sophomore. Tucci, 6'1", 193 pounds from Bedford, New Hampshire. Here come the Tar Heels. And again, they're coming off a big win over Johns Hopkins, 15th ranked Johns Hopkins last week. And they went on the road and took down into Baltimore and took down Johns Hopkins. They won 17-10. Pioneers, part of the Face-Off Classic from last weekend, so they had big wins, 16-3 over St. Bonaventure and also 10-6 over Cleveland State. So Tar Heels undefeated, 4-0. Pioneers 3-1, winners of their last 2, and we are about set to go. Tucci and Stathakis here in what will be an all-important battle in the center of the field here on the dot. Let's see what happens. Thanks for joining us. Brad Thompson here with you on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. Sun coming and going here today. We anticipate some precipitation coming in later, maybe towards the end of this game. It might start raining and the temperatures are dropping, but right now a beautiful day here in Denver on the first day of March. Stathakis is able to get that clamp, and he wins it. Well done by the freshman. And Stathakis taking over for Brett Bose, who is just a sophomore. In fact, he was the Big East Freshman of the Year. So that's the type of talent Stathakis has coming in here to take over for a guy who did a terrific job last year. Bose still on the team, still making a big impact. And you'll see him out there today on the face-offs, but not getting the start as Stathakis coming in as a freshman, earning that position. Ethan Walker, 57 right there for the Pioneers, one of the stars of this team. We mentioned Jack Hanna in the open. Teddy Sullivan, also a player that perhaps could shine bright in a game like this. Very talented player. As Denver moves it around here on their opening possession. Working that shot clock down. That went wide. No reset of the shot clock. It's at 29. Top 15 matchup between these two teams, and they've been playing consistently for years here. Hanna, leading goal scorer, but that pass went wide and a turnover for Denver. This is a high-powered offense for North Carolina. Pioneers' defense has been terrific this season, although rather young and inexperienced, and we'll get into that matchup as this game goes on. But the Pioneers on their opening possession there, pretty much an unforced turnover, and that drives coaches crazy there. So Denver gives it up. Jack Thompson, number 20, in goal for Denver. First collegiate start. And he got some action against Duke. Got some action last weekend in the Face-Off Classic, but did not start either one of those games. We'll see how he stands up, and everybody always talks about making that first save. How well he's seeing it, getting some confidence from that first shot, making that first save. As the Tar Heels work it around here, forcing that defense to work of Denver. Nikki Solomon, one of the stars of this team, sophomore. Isolated here, looking for an opening. Shot clock at 30, so they still have plenty of time. Diving across the crease there. Well done defensively. One of the Pioneer stars, Danny Logan. Playing some strong D there. Shot clock down to 15. Chris Gray, 8 goals a week ago. Are you kidding me? He's going to fire there. Tough angle. And they are going to reset the clock. It got a part of the post there as Thompson was covering the near side. Gray last week, 9 points, 8 goals, and an assist. They got a lot of firepower offensively here. One of the highest scoring teams in the country when you're talking about North Carolina. They're second in the NCAA in points per game at 31.5. Off that reset of the shot clock, Carolina taking their time here, making that defense work and extended possession. Kyle Smith got beat there, but that shot went low. And into the crease here, the Pioneers are going to have it back. So far, so good for Jack Thompson. Hannah in the midfield. Tough ride here. They got to get it across. They only have 20 seconds. Don't have possession here, and UNC's got it back. Transition opportunity. Chris Gray retreating. Solomon's going to fire the low shot. Went wide. That's Nikki Solomon, the sophomore, 5'11", 185 pounds, from Alpharetta, Georgia. William Perry, number 3, terrific player. 2020 Torton watch list for Perry, one of the captains. Drops it off inside, spinning shot and a goal there. Henry Schertzinger spinning and firing from right in front of the crease. What a delivery there on the pass. This is Perry against Kyle Smith. Look at that catch, turn, and fire. Went high side there over the shoulder and stick of Thompson. How about that catch and fire? Not much Thompson could do from that range when Henry Schertzinger, sophomore, his twin brother also playing on the team, Harrison. Sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, makes it 1-0. Tar Heels with the lead here. 4 minutes in to this one. Should be a terrific afternoon of men's lacrosse here. That's going to be a hold against Denver Stathakis. Tough spot here to start the game. Pioneers turn it over on their first possession, and then Carolina gets a reset on their first possession, a long first offensive possession, and now they've got it again here. Early test for this defense of Denver. Great news for the Pioneers. Colin Squires back out there. Had not played yet this season. Senior captain. A name Pioneer fans, certainly on the defensive side, very familiar with. That's a bounce shot from way outside. Ryan O'Connell, a junior, firing that shot. Danny Logan there defensively. Wasn't really close. Didn't challenge Thompson there. Shot clock at 35. Gray working behind. Lance Tillman, the lone Colorado native on this team for Carolina. He's going to fire a shot. Falling away there. That went wide. 25 on the shot clock. As Brian Cameron's going to restart with it. There's Tillman. He's from Highlands Ranch. Went to Valor Christian. Just a freshman, 5'10", 170 pounds. Pass in front, and that was intended for Gray. Never made it. Thompson able to come up with it. He's able to dump it off. Here's Colin Squires. Welcome back to the 2020 season for the Pioneers. Squires, one of the leaders of the defense, as Hannah through traffic gets it across. Denver with a transition opportunity. J.J. Silstrop to Walker here. Second midfield out there for Denver. Zach Hutchko, Ellis Geis, and Drew Erickson. See what they have on their first action of the game. Silstrop from behind. Geis. Geis with the injury a season ago, last April. Missed part of his freshman campaign, but made an immediate impact. Big, strong young man. Draws the double team here. Works around it. Still has it. He lost it. Turnover here. Pioneers. A couple of turnovers already. They still don't have a shot on goal. 8:20 to go here, first quarter. Transition opportunity. Bounce shot there. Will Bowen, redshirt freshman. Takes it all the way down. So far, Carolina, a number of these outside shots going low on Thompson. Sun's back out here at Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium on this Sunday afternoon. Here's a shot, and that was too much room there. Thompson able to make the save, but William Perry able to wind up and rip that one. Thompson seeing it well there. Didn't have too much traffic in front of him, but you'd like a little bit tighter defense there against one of the stars of the Tar Heels, Perry. He had the assist on the first goal. The only goal here thus far. Pass in front again, point blank range. Carolina scores. Brian Cameron, the goal scorer, and this time the sophomore from Bedford, New Hampshire. Justin Anderson, one of the captains with a feed in front. And again, the two times that Carolina has scored, it's been passes right in front. That one, the feed from behind. It has Brian Cameron, 6'4", 205 pounds. That's his 8th goal of the season. He's up to 12 points. 2-0 Carolina over Denver. Still very early on here. Tucci and Stathakis. And Stathakis with a beautiful play. Able to play it out to his teammate there, A.J. Mercurio, but it's a turnover going the other way. Pioneers, 3 turnovers are already in this one. And that was a key in talking to head coach Bill Tierney. Got to manage possessions, manage the ball. This is a high-powered offense. Again, second most points per game in the country. Talking about Carolina coming into this one, so they've got a lot of weapons, a member of the ACC conference. Carolina does play a lot of guys. Ara Tayan out there right now along with Will Nicholas. Solomon working behind, looks for the feed in front. In traffic, it's loose. Ball up for grabs. Smith had it. He took a couple of big hits. It's still loose. Who's going to get to this? Squires diving to try and keep it alive. Can't get there, so Gray and Carolina will have it. Harrison Schertzinger working inside one of the twins. He goes low and scores. 3-0. What a start here for North Carolina. Harrison Schertzinger, his brother scored the first goal, Henry, and Harry puts in the second, the sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio. able to get a step there on Logan going low and puts it past Thompson. What a start for the visiting Tar Heels right now. And head coach Bill Tierney, because of that start, wants a timeout. He's not happy with how things are going with his squad right now. 5 shots on goal for Carolina, none for Denver at this point. There's associate head coach Matt Brown, who runs the offense. He's the offensive coordinator. Talking things over as the two units separate here during these timeouts. Associate head coach Matt Brown, terrific player in his day, 14th season, graduating Denver in 05. And he runs the offense. We've got 2 terrific offensive coordinators in this game when you talk about Matt Brown. And then on the other side, David Metzbauer. He was the offensive coordinator for head coach Bill Tierney at Princeton when they won their 6 national championships. And he called Coach Metzenberger one of his dear friends, one of his closest friends in life. And when you talk about both of these offensive coordinators, Coach Tierney's words saying these are 2 of the best offensive minds in the entire country that men's lacrosse has ever seen. In fact, Jordan Metzbauer is the student manager here at Denver. She attends the University of Denver and is student manager for head coach Bill Tierney and this Pioneer squad, and her dad, the offensive coordinator for North Carolina. And so far, Jordan 2-0 against her dad in matchups. The Pioneers having won the last 2 matchups when you look at this series. This is the 18th meeting between these 2 teams. Carolina has lost the last 2. They did win the last time they played here in Denver, though, so keep that in mind. Pioneers lost that one. That was in 2017, and that matchup 13-9. Denver was the #1 team in the country at the time. UNC came in here to Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium as the 6th ranked team and won that one 13-9. Denver has won the last 2 and 3 of the last 4, including 6 of the last 8. Last year, 12-10 Pioneers victory in Chapel Hill. Ninth straight year Carolina and Denver have matched up in men's lacrosse. Coach Bresci, Coach Tierney. Really the reason why, 2 coaches that know each other rather well, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a head coach in men's lacrosse that Bill Tierney does not know rather well. And another win here. Tucci tried to give it up. He lost it. It's loose. And the Pioneers able to drop it off in the crease there. Now we've got stoppage of play, but they're going to reset. It will be Pioneer ball. Let's see how they do on this clear attempt here. Thompson in trouble. He's going to take it on his own. Going to take it all the way across. Continuing, now he's lost it. Lost his stick even. Thompson's got to retreat here. Here comes Carolina. Thompson able to make it back into the crease there. But he's got to be tired after that long run, so see if he can catch his breath without facing any shots here. Denver still without a shot on goal. Anderson, big time player here in traffic, goes low and scores. 4-0. Carolina, the 4th ranked team in the country, coming in here to Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium and dominating this game so far. Anderson, the senior from Las Vegas, Nevada, one of the captains, with the bounce shot there from the outside, able to go straight away, split a couple of defenders there. 6 foot, 195-pound, 2-time captain for the Tar Heels. High fives all around over there as UNC over DU 4-0 here. This non-conference matchup. Stathakis unable to win the face-off. 3-2 face-off advantage right now for UNC. And again, the defense of the Pioneers. Got a few young guys out there. A.J. Mercurio, a freshman from Reno, Nevada, 16. And there's just some inexperience and some young guys. Thank goodness for the Pioneers. Squires is back, but this is his first action. Tezak out there, the junior for the Pioneers, but this season his first real action. And then 41, Adam Hanglin. He's a freshman from Centennial, Colorado. A couple of freshmen back there. And the close defense unit. Now we've got a whistle. Looks like that was an illegal screen there. Pioneers need to get it down into the attacking zone here. Tough ride here from Chris Gray. Thompson facing so much pressure back there. Denver's put it on the turf again. Hanna able to get it back. Trying to get it over and out of time. The shot clock's at 59. That was close, but they did not make it. Another turnover for Denver. And here's a shot. Oh, Thompson all over that one. High to high shot that time from Solomon. Thompson saw it well, made a great save. Hanglin able to get it across. And now the Pole with a chance. And Silstrop lost it just outside the crease, and quickly Patrick Lyons able to come up with it. Denver really struggling in the midfield to get their offense set up. 7 shots on goal for North Carolina, none for Denver thus far. We got 3 minutes to go here in the quarter. Anderson, who scored the last goal, plays it up top. Gray coming around on the high side. Now retreating. Match up there with Squires. A shot from the outside. Thompson again with a terrific save. Going low that time. Kyle Smith across midfield. And finally Denver able to get set up. Barely called Ethan Walker's name. Ethan Walker, one of the senior captains for the Pioneers from Peterborough, Ontario, number 57. And he's had a hat trick. Keep your eye on 57. He's had a hat trick against Carolina every year that he has played. He's a senior, so the last 3 years he's had at least a hat trick. 4 goals a season ago. Here's Sullivan. Goes away from the screen. Hanna, leading scorer. He's going to fire a shot. That went wide. Pioneers will have it. 33 on the shot clock. J.J. Silstrop, that unbelievable collegiate debut if you've been following the Pioneers. The freshman scoring 5 goals on 5 shots against Air Force. New addition to Denver's team as a freshman and had a terrific impact. Here's Walker off the pipe. Oh, baby, the Pioneers needed that. Caton Johnson, terrific goalie for Carolina. Pioneers will have their hands full going against him, a preseason All-American according to Inside Lacrosse. Under a minute to go here, first quarter. Carolina in command right now. They've had their way with the Pioneers thus far. Time of possession heavily favoring Carolina. Trying to add to it here, Tillman on the far side. 26 on the shot clock here, so they can take it all the way down to about 5 seconds remaining here if they want to try and hold for the final shot of this quarter. Denver does not want to give one up here. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Tillman, a feet in front, it went wide. It's loose all the way across midfield. Over and back call there. Denver with some time. 13 seconds to go here. Danny Logan, can the Pioneers get one here? Lady fires a shot. Johnson all over it, made the save. Long shot from the outside, went wide. And there's the horn. Carolina, impressive start here as they're up 4-0. They're the 4th ranked team in the country, 4-0, undefeated. And look at this start they've had. The Schertzinger brothers with a couple of goals, Anderson with a goal. It has been all Carolina thus far after 15 minutes of action, 4-0.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was gonna spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
At Carolina, we are born of a different kind, an ambitious kind, a kind that is not to be underestimated. Whether we're fighting for a dream, breaking down barriers, or defying the odds, we advance because others depend on it. We prevail because it's in our nature. For all that's now, for all that's new, for all that's next, for all kind.
At the University of Denver, we build an education that builds the world. A foundation of learning. Collaboration is our training ground. The world is your inspiration. Forging the future together. Breaking new ground at the University of Denver. Be a pioneer of life.
First quarter in the books. 21, Justin Anderson showing up big for North Carolina. A goal and an assist. 2 points already in this one. Senior captain now up to 13 points on the year. 3-2 the face-off advantage. Tucci versus Stathakis. Tucci able to come out with it here. Denver's defense has played a ton down here at this end so far. Possession heavily favoring Carolina at this point, and Coach Bresci there signaling to Gray there, hold it here, wait a little bit, let's get this play going. They want to burn some clock here. Gray and Squires, what a matchup here between these two all-league performers. Anderson's going to fire a shot, and he scores. Anderson again is second in a row. And right now, Carolina shutting out Denver 5-0. Anderson now in double figures on goals on the season, able to fire that one right in the face of Tezak. And then you could see Smith going through the frame there, and that's obstructing the vision there of Thompson. As Anderson went top shelf there. Second of the game, he also has an assist, 3 points already in this one for Justin Anderson. Brett Bowes there on the face-off for Denver, 13, not Stathakis. So Denver with a possession here. They've been few and far between thus far. J.J. Silstrop, terrific freshman from Encinitas, California. Here's Simmons. Alex Simmons, sophomore from Smithville, Ontario. The talent offensively is there for the Pioneers. And you talk with Coach Bill Tierney. He said it's just about putting all the pieces together, getting their lineup out there, the correct midfield units, and who's working best with who. But the talent and the depth is there. He really likes his group offensively. Pioneers, known for moving the ball, are doing it well here. Walker, one of the best shooters in all of college lacrosse. He's going to fire a tough angle shot there. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Hannah will start with it in the near corner. There's Walker, 3-time All-American for the Pioneers in each of his last 3 seasons. The senior, also the fastest to 100 points and 100 goals here at the University of Denver. Silstrop working around. Lost his balance there as he took a knock. Simmons draws a double team, fires it anyway, went into a defender, and there is the horn for the shot clock violation. Simmons, that's why Simmons pulled the trigger on that one. Pioneers were out of time, but here's a turnover. Parker Alexander there, firing it wide, trying to find a teammate. Didn't happen there. Sam Dwinell, number 12, out there for the Pioneers. In transition, there's the first goal. Denver on the board, Ethan Walker. The 5-0 run for North Carolina. Finally stopped by Ethan Walker. Dwinell gets it to Walker, and then Walker again. He's a terrific shooter, even on the tough angle. Look at that against Johnson. Going low, able to beat him. And again, Walker, not only a terrific player and one of the best the Pioneers have ever seen, but he really plays well against Carolina. Each of the last 3 years when these two teams have matched up, Walker has had at least a hat trick. Stathakis out there, not Bose. Contact up high there, flags coming out. The officials all over. Carolina with a chance here and pretty much a free possession there. Malik Sparrow with a big hit. Rocking Alex Bresci. Bresci, the cousin of the head coach. Here's another look there by Sparrow delivering that blow. Danny Logan, 19, your guilty party. Contact up high. Here comes Logan in from the wing right there. That contact is what drew the flag, and he immediately put up his hands. Never a good sign. So a man-up opportunity, and here's the bad news for Denver and the good news for Carolina. Carolina, number 1 in the country in man-up offense. Out of 18 opportunities with a man-up situation, they have scored 14 goals. Watch out. Here's a shot going wide. That one was ripped by Perry from the far side. Tanner Cook, 77, the one doing most of the damage. He's got 5 of those 14 man-up goals, which is tops in the country. There he is right there. Big lefty. Behind the back. Wow, are you kidding me? Nikki Solomon. Add that to the highlight reel. And that's the type of offensive firepower we're talking about here with Carolina. Now 15 for 19 on man-up opportunities. It was Cook that time feeding Solomon. Filthy goal that time. Wow. Here's Tanner Cook. The short pass right in front, and look at this. Behind the back, right over the head there. Wow. Nikki Solomon, the man up. Spectacular goal, makes it 6-1. Stathakis able to win the clamp, comes out with it. Squires juggled it there, able to get through some traffic and play it up ahead. Here comes Sam Dwinell. He had the assist on the first goal for Denver. Mercurio subs out here, gets back on defense. Riley Curtis, 11 out there, the Pioneers, going to the third midfield. Jake Edinger also out there, number 1. Talented player who's been coming on in practice. Coach Tierney saying he can see it happening in front of them, just a matter of time. And this is another turnover for Denver. Walker couldn't handle that pass. Eight turnovers for Denver already in this one. We got 10:25 to go here in the second quarter. '52 Malik Sparrow in there for the Pioneers, another talented freshman from right here in the Denver metro area. It's from Aurora, Colorado. Henry Schertzinger, he started the scoring here, number 2. He had the first goal, and that checked away from behind. Kyle Smith. So good for the Pioneers. Smith, senior, 6'2", 215 pounds. A lot of contact there. That shot went high. In fact, it's going to be a crease violation. Alex Trippy, the junior from Great Falls, Virginia, whistled there for the violation. So the Pioneers have it. Thompson has given up 6 here in his first collegiate start. Tezak gave it away. Right to Jacob Kelly. Cuts inside. A couple of fakes and he scores. Nothing Thompson could do there. Jacob Kelly, the sophomore, able to take it away from Tezak and then go right to goal. 7-1 Carolina right now. Look at that play. Anticipating the pass from Tezak and then working inside and right here just making Thompson look silly, but there's nothing you could do. There's no defense. Jacob Kelly with his 3rd goal of the season, now with 6 points. He's only played in 3 games. 5'10", 165-pound sophomore from Townsend, Maryland. Zathakis and Tucci again on this one. And here comes Carolina. Matt Wright able to come away with it, that rising shot going wide. 75 seconds on the shot clock. Carolina, a big test for Denver. 4th ranked team in the country, undefeated. Carolina on the road last week, defeating at the time the 15th ranked Blue Jays from Johns Hopkins, 17-10. Cook able to get inside. I'm talking to Coach Bresci for Carolina, and I asked him about the elevation, the altitude. He's been here a number of times. He came here when he was the head coach for 11 seasons at Ohio State. As Gray puts in his first, moving to his left, going high to high there. And the reigning ACC Offensive Player of the Week makes it 8-1. My goodness. Got a step there on Kyle Smith and went high. Chris Gray, one of the best in the country, transferring in from Boston University in his junior season, 17 goals. We got a timeout on the field with 8:35 to go here in the second quarter. Tar Heels are rolling right now. Chris Gray leading the way there. And it's been tough for Jack Thompson in his first collegiate start. Shots on goal, 12 shots on goal to just 2. This is the man up goal here as Cook with the feed there. And again, just a brilliant, sensational goal there. That's Nicky Solomon. He's having a day. And Carolina right now dominating this game across the field in all phases. Offense, defense, in the midfield, on the faceoffs. And the crowd right now sitting on their hands a little bit, unless you're one of the visitors coming in here from North Carolina to the Mile High City. You're loving it. They're trying to get the Tar Heels chant going as UNC rolling right now, 8-1. Pioneer huddle, that's both offense and defense together. Head coach Bill Tierney, associate head coach Matt Brown, trying to get things back on track for DU as the crowd really stunned right now. You're talking about an undefeated 4th-ranked Carolina team. They were 7th in the country a week ago, moving up after that big win over Johns Hopkins. But you don't expect this against the 11th-ranked Denver Pioneers. A whole lot of hot lacrosse left to play here. 8:35 to go here in the second quarter. Momentum can switch at the drop of a hat here, and another team could take over, especially on their home field with this crowd behind them. Pioneers just need that one thing to go right. Maybe it's Jack Hanna. We saw Walker score already. They need a big play, a big hit, a big sequence to get them going well. Stathakis, Tucci, back at it here. Between the N and the V and the Arch Denver here at Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium. .50-50 ball here. Logan had a shot at it. Tucci able to come up with it. Runs into a lot of contact there. He's down. He's lost it. Carolina fans going crazy. They want to call, and it will be Pioneer ball. Carolina fans livid that there wasn't a call there. You can see them just starting to sit down as that brought them to their feet. The Pioneers have it. Denver needs to get it in the back of the net here, obviously, and get things rolling on their side. Get some momentum going, get that rhythm going offensively. First midfield out there, Simmons, Sullivan, and Jack Hanna. Hanna here, the leading goal scorer. We haven't heard much from him thus far. Draws the double. Blair to Simmons. He fired. He had a step. Fires that one from the outside. It went wide. 37 on the shot clock. So Denver with plenty of time. Sullivan up top to Walker. Pioneers making this defense of Carolina work here on this possession. Silstrop to Hanna. 15 on the shot clock. Hanna spinning. Simmons fakes a shot inside, and what a save. Johnson going low. One of the best opportunities of the day for Denver. And Caton Johnson, the sophomore, able to make the stop. Now in the midfield, it's loose. Big hit there by Hanna. Eventually, Connor Marr able to carry it across. Cook and Perry play catch up top. Perry, the big lefty. Draw some attention there, and then a shot from Perry, a laser from the far side. 9-1 here. Tar Heels shocking the Pioneers thus far. Perry with the goal. Also has 2 assists in that one. Going high to low there, that rising shot. Coach Tierney. Pioneers have a lot of success under Bill Tierney against ranked opponents when you look at it. 52-33 versus teams in the top 20, although 12-15 against teams in the top 5. Stathakis just has to throw it back into the midfield, and the Pioneers able to come up with it. Logan able to draw the flag. It's loose here. Physical play here on that face-off. Pioneers looking like they've had enough here. Carolina up 8. The officials coming together to make a call here. Hans Wettelsberger, Bill Johansson, Danny Zlagozima, today's officials. Let's take another look. Coming right into your living room there. So Denver with a man-up opportunity here. First chance of the game. Matt Wright, the guilty party. 1 minute penalty, unnecessary roughness. Denver under 6 minutes to go here before halftime with a terrific opportunity. With a man-up advantage here to get on the board for the second time. Get some momentum back here, perhaps a late run before halftime to get back in this. Hannah. They're moving the ball on this possession. Geis looking for an opening, fires that one high. Silstrop will restart with it here. "20 seconds on the man advantage. 35 on the shot clock. That rising shot from Walker going wide. Simmons with 12 seconds. Pioneers still have time. 5 seconds on the man advantage. Walker gonna fire, he scores. Ethan Walker stings that one. The Pioneers have trimmed the lead. It's now 9-2, second of the game for Ethan Walker. Walker, one of the players that the Pioneers lean on all the time, but certainly in a situation like this, down 8 goals, they need one of their stars to step up. And look at that lefty shot. Wow. Low to high, able to beat Johnson. And that penalty leading to a man-up advantage for Denver. They take advantage. And it's 9-2 at this point, down 7. 5:01 to go here, second quarter. Mercurio and Smith on the wings here. It's a violation against Stathakis. So Carolina will have it. 8-5, face-off advantage for the visiting Carolina Tar Heels. Jacob Kelly, who scored 1 already here, works behind. Behind the back pass there. Across the crease. Wow, look at that dish. This feed behind. Schertzinger that time did not get the shot off. He did not catch it. So it's going to be a turnover by North Carolina. Denver says thank you very much. Smith. He's got Walker open in the midfield. He's able to get it across as they set things up. Here's Logan, one of the captains for the Pioneers. Logan from Upper Arlington, Ohio. And Hannah with the shot, but Johnson tracking it all the way makes the stop. Transition opportunity going the other way. Bowen up to Gray, never made it. Big hit. It's loose, and Hanglin able to drop it off in the crease for Thompson. Some more fight out of the Pioneers here lately. Simmons has it now. Denver on the run. Sullivan has it up top. So Pioneers settle in on this offensive possession. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Sullivan to his right. Got a step. Blair as they work it around. 3 minutes on the clock here at Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium. 9-2 UNC. It's a physical play there. Simmons taking that one up high. The flag's down. Pioneers on a delayed penalty. Silstrop firing that one as he was cutting through the middle. And this is how the Pioneers scored last time. Man up situation. And that check going up way too high, getting underneath the chin strap there. Anderson, the guilty party there for North Carolina. And he's over to the box there. So Denver with a man up situation here. Anderson, the penalty. 1 minute here for the Pioneers. A chance to cut into this lead. And part of this is just taking some momentum. That one off the top of the post. Did it go in? Did it cross the line? The fans here thought perhaps off the crossbar and down. It crossed the line. Carolina going the other way. We'll have to take a look when we get a chance. But they could burn the rest of this man-up advantage for Denver off here if they want to. It's going to be a turnover by Carolina. Denver catches a break. They still have time. 20 seconds on the man-up advantage. Logan. Walker with some room. Again off the pipe. And we've got a whistle. I believe there was a whistle before that stopping play. That was a late call. I think they're calling offsides there. Offside on Kyle Smith. Coach Tierney is going crazy over there on the far side. The officials coming together. How close was that last shot by Ethan Walker as they're going to talk this one over? Coach Bresci there in the background on the right of your screen there. And he certainly wants to know what's the call. It was originally ruled offside. You can see him with the motion there. Hand signaling offside, and it should be Carolina ball. Simmons firing this one. And deflected there off the top and just wide. I said that was Walker. It was actually Simmons. Officials saw it correctly there. Crowd getting restless here as the officials are still sorting things out. Neither coach happy at this point. There are still 9 seconds on this man-up advantage as Denver does retain possession here. Pass in front, behind the back, wow. Drew Erickson. What a goal there. A couple of the behind the back variety this afternoon between Denver and North Carolina. Denver's turn this time. Blair with the feet in front, and look at that, the wraparound. Erickson, 5th goal of the season, the sophomore from Danville, California. 2 in a row now, finally 2 in a row for the Pioneers as they're trying to get some momentum here under 2 minutes to go before halftime. Scored the last 2 on man-up advantages. So Carolina, if they can stay out of the box, they'll be in better shape. It has been a physical game. Tucci again knocked to the turf. It's loose. Logan whacking away. Now we've got a stoppage. Pioneers are going to have it. Intense battle. Here's Malik Sparrow with 1.5 minutes to go, has it. This crowd, nervous right now, but anticipating the Pioneers getting this momentum into the halftime. If they can score here late, there is 52 seconds on the clock, so they can't run it all the way down unless they get a reset. Sullivan plays it behind. Under 1 minute to go. Simmons to Walker. Johnson with the save. They are going to reset the clock here. With a save like that, it does reset it, so the Pioneers with a chance to run it all the way down because the shot clock's really not in play at this point with 49.3 to go. Walker trying to really step up here for Denver as the Pioneers trying to get back in this one. Carolina has been terrific throughout almost all of this first half. Just these last couple of minutes, Denver starting to fight back. Pioneers have scored the last 2. Tierney going into the defensive huddle now, and we should talk about defensively for the Pioneers. They're young, slightly inexperienced, but very talented. And Coach John Gallant, new DC this year, and things are a little bit different without Coach Orson defensively. The Pioneers and Coach Tierney helping out Coach Gallant. They work on the game plan together. He loves what he sees from his new defensive coordinator. And Coach Gallant coming from Rock Canyon High School to the collegiate ranks, and Coach Tierney loves that about him because former teachers, both of them together, they really work on the game plan in unison. And Coach Gallant does a lot of the film studies, very detail-oriented. Coach loves how calm he is on the sideline and communicating with his players and expressing where they are, as time and situation, and how they manage certain situations of the game. This is certainly one of them, although the Pioneers on the attack here at this point. But let's see what Associate Head Coach Matt Brown has, former Pioneer, graduating in 05, as we're back to action. Denver can run it all the way down and hold for the final shot. Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. They've scored the last 2. It was 9-1, 7-0 in fact. Blair goes away from the screen. Walker's playing behind right now. Hannah, we haven't heard much from him. Here's Walker with some room. He's got to step into this one. Johnson got a piece of it. Caden Johnson, terrific goalie for North Carolina. And again, as a sophomore, is a preseason All-American. Didn't play the entire year, but got the last several games. That's going to be a turnover, though. There's the horn, 9-3. North Carolina stunning this home crowd, this huge sellout crowd here for the Pioneers. Head coach Bill Tierney is going to have to regroup with his squad here at halftime. 9-3, and it was all North Carolina early on. The Pioneers scoring the last 2 to trim it, but right now Carolina up 9-3. All coming to you here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. We're at halftime. So Ryan, what do we got here?
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
At the University of Denver, we build an education that builds the world. A foundation of learning. Collaboration is our training ground. The world is your inspiration. Forging the future together. Breaking new ground at the University of Denver. Be a pioneer of life.
Halftime here at the University of Denver, visiting North Carolina Tar Heels, undefeated in the 4th-ranked team in the country, up 9-3 over the 11th-ranked Denver Pioneers. First quarter, it was all UNC. They were terrific in this one to start with, and they got out to a 4-0 lead. That was Henry Schertzinger, and then Anderson with the assist there, finding Cameron. And again, it was just an onslaught here. That's Harry Schertzinger getting the 3rd goal of the game. Here's Anderson with his first goal, able to work inside past Smith there, going low on Jack Thompson. Second quarter, more of the same. That was Anderson. That made it 5-0. And finally, Ethan Walker getting a tally for Denver. Makes it 5-1. But look at this. How about that? Nikki Solomon. Sports Center top 10 play there. And then this one, the steal, and then Jacob Kelly getting inside all alone. Thompson, nothing he could do there. More North Carolina goals coming in as they poured it on here. They got up 9-1. They were up 5-0. Then it was 9-1. Chris Gray finding the back of the net. And then Walker and the Pioneers finally getting a little bit of rhythm, a couple man-up opportunities, and able to finish. And there's Drew Erickson equaling Solomon there behind the back. And that is where we stand at 9-3 here at halftime. And this home crowd for Pioneer fans a little bit stunned here. A good contingent of Carolina fans have made the trip out here to the Mile High City. Right now they're standing up trying to stay warm. The sun is out, a chilly day. The temperatures in the high 30s. They will be dropping, and a chance of rain and then into snow here this afternoon. Hopefully we will be done by that time. But the Pioneers, they've got a lot of work to do right now. Carolina impressive so far. They're up 9-3 here at halftime. Sure. What oh, the Big East? Okay. After that, what do we got? Just another break, or? Okay. Ryan, we got 8:40 on the clock, in case you need that. Yeah. The sun is out here at Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium on this first day of March, and that means we got a lot going on in the Big East Conference. It's March Madness time, 2020 Big East Women's Tournament. It's in Chicago, and you can see how you can get your seats, reserve your seats. All session ticketing booklets start at just $50 per package in the Wintrust Arena, Chicago, Illinois, March 6th through the 9th. And you can see there, bigeast.com/WBB tickets. DePaul is locked up the number 1 seed. Marquette, the number 2 seed. The first round's going to tip off at 11 a.m. and 1:30 Central Time. You can see the quarterfinals and the championship, 7 p.m. Central Time, March 9th. Somebody punching that automatic berth, punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament. And it should be fantastic opportunity. And you gotta love March. There's a lot of great lacrosse played in March, but also men's and women's hoops. It's that time of year, getting closer to spring every day. We're into March, February's behind us, and basketball and lacrosse coming at you. We got the second half of men's lacrosse coming up here. Right now it is 9-3. UNC is beating Denver, an impressive start for North Carolina. 4-0 was the score after the first quarter, 15 minutes of action. And there's another look into what's coming up. Big East Studios every Wednesday. Fast break at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please come on out, tune in for that. And you can see the sun is out. There is predicted rain coming in at 2 p.m. and we'll hope that stays away for long enough for this game to be completed. But you can see that sun shining down right now as the Pioneers are just getting back out on to the field and getting ready to go. They've got a lot of work to do if they want to get back into this one. It is 9-3 here at halftime for Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium. Jack Thompson out there, again, making his first collegiate start. He made 4 saves, obviously gave up 9 goals. Young man, a local product here. He's 5'10", 160 pounds from Castle Rock, Colorado. 92nd ranked recruit in the country when you talk about freshmen coming in and his ranking last year. That was done by Inside Lacrosse, so a highly touted young man coming in and warming up here for the second half. The Pioneers have kind of had a revolving door at goalie throughout the season. Cole French started the first 2, picked up the win against Air Force, got the loss in the next game against Duke. And then last weekend in the Face-Off Classic, Pioneers going 2-0 with wins over St. Bonaventure 16-3, and then on Sunday against Cleveland State 10-6. But they played 4 different goalies in that one, and Cole French not getting action in that one, but Caleb Stroman got 15 minutes. Josh Matt got 50 minutes. Thompson got some action in there. Tristan Wright also got a quarter's worth of action. So Pioneers trying to find that key back there. Perhaps it's Thompson. You can't really blame him for the 9 in this one. He's faced a lot of tough shots. The shots on goal, in fact, 13-8 favoring North Carolina. And we'll get it all going here in the second half when we come back. It's the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
At Carolina, we are born of a different kind, an ambitious kind, a kind that is not to be underestimated. Whether we're fighting for a dream, breaking down barriers, or defying the odds, we advance because others depend on it. We prevail because it's in our nature. For all that's now, for all that's new, for all that's next, for all kind.
At the University of Denver, we build an education that builds the world. A foundation of learning. Collaboration is our training ground. The world is your inspiration. Forging the future together. Breaking new ground at the University of Denver. Be a pioneer of life.
Halftime here between Denver and North Carolina. In the first half, all UNC 9-3. However, the Pioneers did score the last two, and Ethan Walker, one of the reasons why. He's got a couple of goals in this one, and let's take a look at them. I mean, no surprise to Pioneer fans that Ethan Walker getting it done, a three-time All-American, going low that time, and the Pioneers really leaning on one of their stars here to try and get them back into this one. They've got a lot of work to do if they want to scratch and claw their way back in here. And when you look at the season, traditionally, the Pioneers very good coming out of halftime. However, this year has not been the case. Denver, just 7 goals on the season in the third period, whereas in the second period they've got 15 goals. In the fourth quarter they've had 20 goals, so a low-scoring quarter on the season for Denver. Just a small sample size, just 4 games in, but they need the opposite of that here if they want to get back in this one. One of the powerhouses from the ACC, and quite frankly the entire conference of the Atlantic Coast is a powerhouse. They've come in here against the home Big East team of the Denver Pioneers, and they took it to them in the first half. 4-0 at the first quarter break, and it was eventually 5-0 before Ethan Walker scored for the Pioneers to make it 5-1. Let's see what Coach Bill Tierney has in store here for the Pioneers in the second half, whether they're going to change things up offensively or defensively, tactically. Zach Tucci, the sophomore, against the freshman Alex Stathakis, excuse me. Stathakis and Tucci going at it, and here's Tucci. He's able to come out with it. Still has it, looking to drop it off, eventually does. Carolina trying to get the momentum back. The Pioneers scoring the last 2 goals of the half. Of course, they've got a 6-goal lead. So they're looking to take control here. Tanner Cook, 6'3", 215-pound senior there, firing that shot. Went to the Hill Academy in Canada. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Cook the feed in front, and that's what they're doing so well, but Thompson able to make the save. Carolina has been able to get inside with some of these feeds and the cutters going through the middle. Here comes Cook again. Another quick pass. This one to nobody. It's loose. Chris Gray able to scoop it up, picks up that ground ball. They're going to reset with 22 seconds on the shot clock. Anderson looking for an opening, spins. Now the feed in front, low, and Solomon scores. Terrific work there by Justin Anderson to set up his teammate, and Solomon, who had the spectacular goal earlier in the game, finds the back of the net here for his second of the day. Look at this work by Anderson. Able to lose Logan there, and then going low, 5-hole that time by Nicky Solomon. Too much room there. Pioneers trying to get over defensively as Thompson's trying to close those legs, could not. And the first goal of the second half going to UNC. They lead DU 10-3 right now. Stathakis here, able to fire it out to Hannah, who's playing through contact there. Mercurio trying to find a teammate, finally able to get to Hannah as Denver gets things set up. Solomon now in double figures in goals. That was his 10th of the season after scoring earlier today. Came in leading the team in assists with 14. Sullivan's going to take the shot and he scores. Pioneers answer back here in the second half, trim the lead to 10-4. Ted Sullivan, the sophomore from Tucson, Arizona, and a very talented player who Pioneers hope he comes on. Being a little bit more aggressive there. Able to rip that shot, wow. Get a step there on the defender, take some contact, and able to finish high to high. Fourth goal of the season for Sullivan. Smith had a shot at it. Sparrow whacking it. It's all the way on the far side. And Smith able to play it in. A flag comes out as he got sent into the table over there. And this is going to go against Carolina. Looks like the push going to be called here. Tucci's going to be whistled for a 30-second penalty here. So Denver, chance to answer the man-up opportunity. They scored 2 goals in the first half. A man up. Let's see how they do here. Drew Erickson out there with Geis and Simmons on that midfield line. Silstrop to Erickson. He's scored already. He's going to line up, take the shot, and score. Drew Erickson makes it 2 in a row for Denver. 10-5 is the lead now for UNC. This crowd starting to come alive. Second of the game for Erickson, 6th of the season. 6 foot, 185-pound sophomore. And Coach Tierney saying he loves Drew Erickson, and he's one of those guys. Coach Tierney will differentiate between a shooter and a scorer, and he says Erickson is a scorer, right? He's not just putting it on goal. He's just not firing it. He has intent on where that wants to go, and he's one of those guys that just has a knack for finding the back of the net. And as this season goes on, I would expect Erickson to get more playing time and those minutes to increase as Stathakis tried to flip it to a teammate. Mercurio trying to come up with it instead. It's right. Pass up ahead. Tucci on the hop. Finally comes up with it. North Carolina in transition, pass in front, look out, and they score. Thompson couldn't do anything there. Second of the game for Brian Cameron. Back and forth we go here. Some exciting offensive lacrosse here as we're going up and down the field right now. Cameron, the sophomore from Bedford, New Hampshire, with his second of the game, 9th of the season. And no defense to speak of there for the Pioneers, as it was a transition opportunity for UNC. And Thompson doing all he can there, but Cameron could go wherever he wants without any defense right on the doorstep there. Second of the game makes it 11-5. Tough to come back on a team like UNC because they have so much offensive firepower. There's so many places they can go to score, whether it's first midfield unit, second midfield unit. Their attackmen are so good. They've got a lot of depth. So when you want to come back against a team like this, you've got to stop them from scoring. That's a tall task. They've got it again here. Face-offs, 11-8 advantage, Tar Heels. Schertzinger started the scoring for UNC. That's Henry. He had the first goal. Harry also with a goal here. .11 minutes on the clock here, third quarter. Chris Gray, 8 goals a week ago. 1 so far here today. Goes low. Thompson got a piece of it. It's popped up just outside the crease. Cameron trying to come up with it. He does. Reset of the shot clock. Mentioned the depth on this Carolina team. Coach Tierney telling me this week, the second attack unit here for Carolina, they could start for 90% of the teams across the country. They're that deep, they're that talented. They have had 4 straight top 5 recruiting classes. Gray matched up against the short stick of Logan here in the midfield. Logan, a terrific player. What a battle between these two. Gray retreating, now draws the double team. Squires coming over. Gray able to get past him and score. Are you kidding me? And a push up to boot there after the goal. Wow. (12-5) North Carolina. And this is a terrific individual effort. Look at Logan all over him. Logan's one of the best in the country. Okay, and he's able to get some room there. He went away from Sparrow, who's coming over for the double team. And that was a landscape-changing move in this offseason, this summer, for men's lacrosse. A player as talented as Chris Gray, and he's not a big man, just 5'7", 170 pounds, but visited UNC in the summer. It was a great fit. He came from Boston University, where he was a phenomenal player. In fact, Coach Tierney calling him just a phenom, and he really elevates the play around him. When you talk with both coaches, Coach Tierney watching on film and what he's seen, and then talking to Coach Bresci, he's saying he elevates everybody around him. He makes our defense better in practice. He elevates everybody on the attack unit, even in the midfield, how they play offensively. He has a direct impact, and he's a very unselfish player. 12-5 is the score. UNC comfortably in front. The Pioneers trying to come back with a chance here off the crossbar and down, but not in. Skylar Blair, the senior from Huntington Beach, California, an inch away perhaps from putting that one in. Walker, tough angle off the pipe of the side of the cage there. Reset of the shot clock, so Denver with plenty of time in this possession. There's a good tailgate going on this morning here, just outside Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium. If you're a Pioneer fan, be sure to join in on the tailgates. They're great food. And certainly some beverages enjoyed by fans. Blair trying to work inside. He does. That one across the crease, through the goal mouth, in fact, and did not go in. Johnson, very good goalie. Still 42 seconds on the shot clock, so the Pioneers have time to work it around. Johnson with 5 saves this afternoon for North Carolina. Hannah, again, leading scorer for the Pioneers. Haven't heard from him. Sullivan scored the last one. Back to Hannah. Feed all the way out top. It got deflected off a stick, but Sullivan able to pick it up. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Walker working around, going to the left, and that one got deflected. Johnson able to get a piece of it. Walker had that one slowed down. He had to fire it. They still had a little bit of time left, but they were running out under 10 seconds when he took that shot. Parker Alexander doing a good job just to knock that one down. He had plenty of room, but could not let it get past him. Able to deflect it. And Carolina wise here to run some clock with a 7-goal lead. Pioneers with a tall task when you look forward as they continue their non-conference schedule. I got to play at 5th-ranked Notre Dame. Now Notre Dame will probably drop as they lost yesterday to Maryland. But a tall task going to South Bend. And then they've got Ohio State. That's in Columbus. And Townsend after that. That'll be here. But 4 out of the next 5 for the Pioneers on the road. They started the season on the road against Air Force. That shot's well wide. 2 seconds on the shot clock here for Carolina, as they were just running this one all the way down, and they throw it into the corner. There's the shot clock violation horn. So the Pioneers, 4 of their next 5 on the road, and their only road game of the season. They didn't leave the Centennial State here. They went down to Colorado Springs to take on Air Force. They were victorious in that one. Nice move by Kyle Smith on the spin move. A flag comes out late here. Squires was saying offside here and imploring the official to throw the flag. Eventually, he did. That was rather late. Pioneers with a chance here on a delayed penalty, though. Got flags out on both sides of the field. Blair gets a screen, plays it up top. Simmons went down to make that catch. Geis. .20 seconds on the shot clock. Walker going all the way around the top. Still has it, circling behind now. Draws the double. Slides come to him, he goes low, a sneaky shot there. Geis, the closest to it, but now we're gonna sort this out. The penalty. Offside. Walker here, this was sneaky. Going low there. It looked like Johnson did get a piece of it there. Able to pop it up. The Pioneers have it. 30-second penalty. Solomon over there in the box. So Denver, who's been able to score, crack this defense of UNC on the man up. Certainly a little bit easier when you got an extra guy out there, but that's when they've had their most success. Let's see if they can capitalize here. Just a 30-second penalty. In fact, it's almost expired here. Walker And we're back to full strength here for the Tar Heels. Pioneers did not get a shot off. J.J. Silstrop, haven't heard much from him this afternoon. Walker now trying to get inside and taken all the way to the ground. He still has it, then lost it on the shot. And there's the whistle stopping play as Cam Macri puts it in his stick, picks it up. Another penalty coming here for Carolina. And for Carolina, this is exactly what you don't want to do. You want to be physical defensively. They're a very tough, physical team. They do play straight man-to-man a lot of the time. They don't always slide. The slide came there. But the Pioneers' offense hasn't really been in rhythm, hasn't really been able to go except on these man-up situations. This is a 30-second penalty. Parker Alexander over there in the box. So if you're Carolina, stay out of the box. As this rising shot goes high, that was Erickson. Erickson scored the last goal for the Pioneers. He's got a pair in this one. 5 seconds left on this penalty. Hanna has been limited in this one. He goes to the offhanded shot there, and they're going to rule that to the Pioneers. Penalty is over, and Denver turns it over. Connor Marr is going to start with there on the far side, number 31. Sophomore from Maryland. It's a preseason all-ACC selection. And Coach saying he's got one of the highest lacrosse IQs on the team, specifically at the defensive end. Three minutes to go here, third quarter, 12-5. Carolina all over. Started with a terrific first quarter. They really seized the momentum in this one. It was 4-0 after 15 minutes of action, and then 9-3 at halftime. Denver scraping, clawing, trying to get back in this one, but every time Denver's put a couple of goals together, Carolina has answered. And Thompson making a great save that time. Ara Atayan, the junior from Bronxville, New York, firing that shot, but Thompson seeing it all over. And now a turnover here. Look out. Gray that time off the deflection. It went all the way out here on the near side. Tezak that time. Looked like it went off his helmet. William Perry, a senior from Greenwich, Connecticut, one of the captains. Pass right across the crease, and that shot from Perry went wide. Gray will restart with it. Pass up top. Anderson finds the back of the net. He buries it. Strength and power behind that shot. A rocket from up top, straight away. Hat trick now for Anderson. That's his third of the game. Anderson also with 2 assists, a 5-point day. Pioneer fans cannot like what they've seen this afternoon. Too much room there for Anderson, and fired up as he should be. Justin Anderson from Las Vegas, Nevada. Second year that he's one of the captains for the Tar Heels. Hanna has had 4 shots in this one, but no points to speak of. He's a leading scorer coming in for Denver, certainly player of emphasis. Coach Bresci coming in, knowing that he's taken the most shots as a midfielder, taking 10 more shots than anybody else for the Pioneers. So defense has been locked in on him. 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Carolina up 8 right now on the road in Denver. Tar Heels trying to stay unbeaten, in a great position to do so at this point. Pioneers changing up that midfield line. You've got Hannah as that shot. Save made, it's popped up. Sullivan went up high to get it. It's loose now. A fight for it. Hannah able to come up with it. But then not on the same page with Walker and another turnover. 14th turnover of the afternoon for the Crimson and Gold. Henry Scherzinger gets it across. Under 10 seconds to go here. Tar Heels trying to get one late here as the quarter ends. And they whistle stopping play there. A hold on the Pioneers. 1.4 seconds to go. Did not draw a penalty. So they're going to have to take a shot on a quick restart here. Again, less than a second and a half. Shot from the outside. Thompson able to make the save. That was Solomon with the bid from way outside. But after 3 quarters of action, North Carolina, a dominant performance here in the Mile High City. What a showing from the 4th-ranked team in the country. Anderson the feed in front. Carolina answering any run that the Pioneers make, and they've extended their lead. They're up 13-5. It's all on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
At the University of Denver, we build an education that builds the world. A foundation of learning. Collaboration is our training ground. The world is your inspiration. Forging the future together. Breaking new ground at the University of Denver. Be a pioneer of life.
Jack Hanna with it here as we start the 4th quarter on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. North Carolina all over the Pioneers here at Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium in Denver. Tar Heels coming in the Rocky Mountains and handling the Pioneers. Still 15 minutes to play, and the Pioneers have done that all afternoon. Again, Walker puts one off the crossbar, and now we're going the other way. Will Bowen with a chance. He thought about pulling the trigger there, now drops it off. And Carolina, you'd imagine, not going to stop being aggressive, but certainly going to run the clock here with this big lead. They're up 8. Faceoffs even at 11. But Carolina leading with shots on goal, 19-13, certainly a big advantage on the scoreboard. Cook around to the far side. Now reverses. Chris Gray, so dangerous and dynamic. And here's a shot, and Anderson gets that one saved by Thompson. Wow, Thompson tracked that one all the way. His 8th save of the day. Kyle Smith now loves to split the double team and use that spin move. How about that? Now slipping a little bit, but still able to keep it in his stick. Wow. Patrick Lyons. Will Bowen. The defense has done a terrific job here for North Carolina. Sean Morris out there now. That close defense unit. Pass right in front, and again the Pioneers can't convert. Denver right on the doorstep. And now we're going the other way. It's Anderson trying to shake off a couple of hits there. And it's going to be a turnover. Let's see what the call is. It's going to go back to Carolina, so I beg your pardon. Tar Heels running some clock here. 12-13 remaining in this one. Shot clock's at 40, so they still have plenty of time. Carolina next weekend at Furman. And that shot saved by Thompson, and it's loose in front. Eventually, he's able to come up with it. Ninth save of the afternoon for Jack Thompson in his first collegiate start. And it's a tough way to go against this Carolina high-powered offense, as they can score in a big way. And they've done it here. Aaron Boyd got knocked down. Penalty here against Carolina. It's really the tripping there by Chris Gray, as he doesn't agree with the call, certainly. And then he's going to take a seat over there in the box. A 1 minute penalty here. Again, the Pioneers have had success in the man-up advantage, but they've been stymied at full strength. They got an opportunity here. They got 1 minute to go. On this penalty, it's now down to 42 seconds. Geis and Walker playing catch up top. Now Blair on the near side. Simmons. Erickson also out there for Denver on this unit. Simmons able to get inside, and he scores. Twisting, spinning shot there by Alex Simmons, the sophomore from Smithville, Ontario. And he puts in the goal. Seventh goal of the year, created right there by that individual effort. And the slide coming over late, able to get the shot off beforehand and maintain his balance. Talk about an athletic play there. And then able to sneak it in between on the near side there, going back to his left hand. Impressive play by the sophomore. And he extends his goal and point streak to 7 games. Stathakis able to play it out, as here comes Jack Hanna. Logan's going to fire a shot. Danny Logan going low. 13-6. Pioneers with 10:43 on the clock, running out of time here to mount a comeback. Going to have to get hot and win a bunch of faceoffs as well. They want to get back in this one. It starts with a goal at a time, obviously. Hanna spinning. And Walker able to score, and quickly 2 in a row here for Denver. Walker, I talked about it early on. He loves playing against the Tar Heels. For the 4th year in a row, Ethan Walker has had a hat trick against North Carolina. Tar Heel fans know him well based on his offensive output. And again today, even though down 13-7, he's got 3 of the 7 for the Pioneers. This crowd starting to feel a little bit energized, trying to get excited here as Walker puts in his 9th goal of the season. And Denver had a shot at it there. And physical play in the midfield, but Connor Marr able to keep his feet there. Well done, absorbing some of that contact, just 187 pounds. He still has it. Preseason all ACC selection for Connor Marr as a sophomore. Alex Trippy out there with William Perry. Here's Anderson. He's had a great afternoon, as you'd expect for a player of his caliber. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists. Cook, the big lefty, had it knocked away by Smith. Carolina trying to come up with it. Well done there by Jacob Kelly, able to pick up that ground ball while losing it. Now the pass in front, Thompson able to come up with it, so Denver does get a stop. Logan able to clear it across. One of the captains from Upper Arlington, Ohio, just north of Columbus. To Jack Hanna, another Ohioan. Hanna going to Milford High School, and he fires a shot for the first time this afternoon. Pioneers have put 3 in a row in, and Jack Hanna's in the scoring column. His first goal of the game. Three straight for Denver. They trim the lead to 5. Do they have enough time left? Hanna with that terrific shot. Spinning, lining it up, and then just rips it there. Able to get it past Johnson. Hanna now on the wing here. Stathakis in on the face-off there, and got a timeout here by Coach Bresci. Wants to slow the momentum down of the Denver Pioneers, who have put 3 in a row in, as they're finally starting to get their offense going, and part of it's starting at the defensive end as they're getting some stops there. And that's kind of been the problem. The Pioneers have had some momentum and building up some of that momentum, and Carolina would come back and bury one, find the back of the net to slow the momentum of the Pioneers down. So they've got to stop this impressive attack for North Carolina. They've done it the last couple of times, obviously winning some face-offs, and we'll make it take it scenario is what needs to happen with 8:49 to go here. Tar Heels up 13-8. Something you always think of here in the Mile High City is how these players handle the altitude, the elevation, and playing at over 5,200 feet here at Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium. Talking to Coach Bresci this week, I asked him about it, and he said, look, we really don't focus on it too much. All we do is worry about hydration for the most part. He said, we play a ton of guys, so I don't worry about our guys getting too tired because we've got so much depth and play so many people normally, not just here in Denver. When he goes, we do overemphasize the hydration for them. So North Carolina late in this game. Can they hang on? They've took their foot off the gas perhaps a little bit, but that's to run some of the clock off with this big lead. Can they find that offense again here and keep the Pioneers' momentum in check here a little bit? With that timeout, certainly coach's way to slow things down. You've got Hanna and Logan on the wings here for Denver, against Marr and Morris on the wings. Morris the long sticks, Stathakis and Tucci on the face-off. Again, we are tied at 12 apiece from the face-off standpoint. Going to reset things here. Making sure there's no advantage either way. North Carolina saying that Stathakis moved, but the Pioneers have it. Logan to Walker, right in front. He scores a diving goal, and here comes Denver. Brings the crowd to their feet. The sidelines loving it for DU, as they've got 4 in a row here. Trims it to 4, 13-9. Stathakis able to play it out, and the quick attack here for Denver. And who else? Ethan Walker, 4th of the game. He's now into double-digit goals on the season. He's got 10 after putting in 4 today. That took 5 seconds. Alex Stathakis able to come out with it initially, but quickly picked up by Carolina. Matt Wright, he's had a strong game for the Carolina Blue and White. Let's see how UNC plays this. Do they want to run some more clock, or do they want to be aggressive and get that offense back on track? Sparrow from behind, and he's going to be called for a penalty there. He had a running start there, and Henry Schertzinger did not see him coming from behind. He got leveled. Ryan O'Connell, Matt Gavin out there along with Jacob Kelly. Some fresh faces out there for Carolina here late. We just talked about playing at altitude and elevation and what it can do. Carolina with 20 on the shot clock. It's loose here. Gray trying to keep it in play. He does. What a pickup there, one-handed. Able to keep it in bounds. Now he's going to fire that shot. It went wide, and now we're going to sort out this penalty. Malik Sparrow, the guilty party. The freshman, 6'2", 195 pounds. Look at this running start. He can fly now, and tried to come over the top there and just ran right over Schertzinger. And getting an earful there from Coach Tierney. "30-second penalty on Sparrow. And again, you're talking about the best man-up offense in the country. 15 goals on 19 opportunities. This is their 20th. That pass got deflected, though. Right to Anderson, and he scores. How about that? The Pioneers with some good defense, and it went right to Anderson on the doorstep, and he's able to scoop it up and put it in. And the Tar Heel faithful here chanting because they love what they see from North Carolina. Look at this deflection there. And then right to Anderson, who's able to stay out of the crease and go low on Thompson. Unlucky, really, if you're a Pioneer fan, that on a deflected pass, it goes right to a guy cutting right in front of the crease and able to put it in the back of the cage. That stops the 4-0 run by Denver. Another goal for Anderson. He now has 4 in this one. A fight for it here. Hanna able to come up with it. Plays through some checks. Nice spin move. Trying to drop it off in front. It got popped up. Logan can't seem to find it there. He sees it go out of play on the end line there, and it's going to be North Carolina ball. Parker Alexander quickly the other way. Cook back out there, along with Perry and Anderson. Denver running out of time, down 5. Pass in front. Anderson again. What an afternoon for this young man. Justin Anderson, the senior from Las Vegas. 5th goal of the season. He also has 2 assists. 7-point day for Anderson. He's had it going. Celebration continuing on the sideline there. Coach Bresci, he's got to like what he's seen from his team here this afternoon in Denver. He said this is going to be our biggest test of the season. They had a big test on the road last week against Johns Hopkins, as Stathakis able to win that one. So he was certainly nervous and worried about this coming in. And, you know, Carolina, a terrific team coming out of the Atlantic Coast Conference, as Hanna's looking for an opening here. He spins, fires, and scores. Jack Hanna with number 2 on the afternoon. The offensive fireworks continue here as the Pioneers have to go quickly. They trim the lead to 5. 15-10. Unassisted for Hanna on that spin move back to the strong side. Goes low to high and beats Johnson. Hanna, you can see him there on the wing along with Logan. Wright and Anderson, the 2 players on the wing for North Carolina. Tucci and Stathakis again going at it. Logan trying to get there. He just runs over Anderson, and the sideline going nuts over there for the Pioneers. And Danny Logan throws up his hands there as Coach Tierney and associate head coach Matt Brown. Here's another look at it. And that's not up high. It was in the back. 30-second penalty on Danny Logan. Been a very physical game between these 2 lacrosse powers, North Carolina and Denver. Interesting when you look at the preseason polls, and you're talking about 2 powers in men's lacrosse. Neither one of these teams made the NCAA tournament last year, which is really a surprise when you're talking about first year in 10 for head coach Bill Tierney here, as that pass right in front to Cook. He can't handle it. It's loose, gets kicked around. Squires trying to save it as he goes crashing into the shot clock and the snow over there. The shot clock, you'd imagine they're going to have to reset that back up. It is laying over as Colin Squires knocked it down, and the Carolina attackmen at this end have got to take a look at it. Cook couldn't handle the feed in front, then it got kicked there. Squires trying to save it and then just brushing off the shot clock there. There's Colin Squires, a senior from Westland, Oregon, one of the captains for Denver, playing in his first game today. The clock is not on right now, even though it's upright. And so some of the crew here at Peter Barton Stadium trying to work on it and make sure they can get that operating properly, because if not, they're going to have to probably turn off both. Shot clock at both ends of the field would be a significant disadvantage to everybody involved, fans, players, obviously. There's a look at the Williams Tower, iconic building here on campus, and the bell tower just went off at 2 o'clock. So the officials will keep the shot clock on the field right now as both clocks have been turned off. You can't have one without the other. And they're going to work on it to try and get this back up and running. But you can't have one on at one end of the field and one off. So the officials will be keeping the shot clock. So I've been trying to update you throughout the game here as far as when the clock's running down from a shot clock perspective, but now I don't have an idea either. For Carolina, they're going to run as much time off the clock as they can, so it's vital that they can tell. For the Pioneers, they're going to try and score as quickly as they can, not as much of a factor. And now both coaches want an explanation here as they're both at midfield. Talking about Carolina, they were 8-7 a season ago and did not make the NCAA tournament. And when you look at the preseason poll, and a lot of coaches say preseason accolades and polls don't matter whatsoever, they were picked to finish 5th in the preseason. There's 5 teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference. They're the 4th ranked team in the country right now. There's debate going on over there about the shot clock. Squires went crashing into the shot clock, trying to keep it alive. They're working to get the shot clock down on the right side of the field, which is in the offensive end for Carolina. Coach Tierney wants an explanation here. He's across midfield. Anderson's going to start with it, and he's had a phenomenal day. Justin Anderson, 5 goals, 2 assists. 5 goals on 6 shots. Cook, the senior from Ontario, the Hill Academy. Gray slips, maintains his feet. They work it around. Solomon, right in front to Cook. They couldn't connect on that pass. Perry with 3 seconds as the team's calling it out. There's the horn. Thompson able to make the save regardless. For Carolina, able to run that whole 80-second shot clock down. Under 4 minutes to go here. Pioneers need some offense in a hurry. Logan, knocked down, still has it. Fighting through 3 different Tar Heels, able to keep it in his stick. Are you kidding me, Danny Logan? Wow. Hannah looking for an opening. Got a step, fires and scores. Jack Hannah coming on here late for the Pioneers. He's got 3 goals now, another hat trick. 3rd of the season. 3rd goal here, 3rd hat trick of the season. Leading the Pioneers in points and goals. He's now up to 14 on the season. And Pioneers got to score quickly, and Hannah doing just that. 3:32 to go. It is a 4-goal lead for UNC. Denver with time left. Margin for error very slim here for DU, but still enough time left. They got to win the faceoffs. 15-14. Denver now has the advantage. On the faceoffs, it's Stathakis and Tucci. Tucci almost came out with it. It's still loose. A fight for it here. Stathakis falling on top of the ball. Still loose. And Kyle Smith able to come up with it. A flag comes out. Ball still up for grabs. Sean Morris had it momentarily, but this call is going to go against Carolina. Stathakis goes down on top of the ball to fight for it, and then right Here's the contact against Smith. It's like Sean Morris is going to be the guilty party. 30-second penalty. Denver with a man-up situation and a chance to score quickly here. Can they capitalize? 3 minutes remaining. Geis. Pioneers taking their time here. Just 10 seconds left on this man advantage. Geis thought about the shot. Hannah's going to fire, and he scores again. 2 in a row. Jack Hanna with his 4th of the game, the junior from Milford, Ohio. Willing his team back into this one, and the lead has been trimmed to 3, 15-12. Hanna from way outside, able to fire and beat Johnson. What a second half this young man has had. Does Denver have enough time left? Pioneers trying to make an incredible comeback. Still down 3, a lot of work to be done to get back to even. How important are these faceoffs right now? They've been very even throughout the afternoon. Zathakis plays it out behind him, but right to Connor Marr. And possession here to Carolina. The shot clocks are back on. That's the good news. They have fixed the problem there, so both of them back and running. 65 seconds on the shot clock. 2:25 on the game clock. Pioneers are going to have to extend the defense here a little bit, which is a dangerous proposition against a team like Carolina that's so good at sharing the ball. Matt Gavin on the far side, just holding it here and making Logan chase him all around the field. Logan's got to be exhausted. Denver not extending the defense. We're under 2 minutes to go. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Gavin. Now behind the cage. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to work inside, cut off by Logan. The slide comes over. It's a turnover. It's loose. And the Pioneers come up with it. Jack DiBenedetto, a freshman for Denver, able to come up with that. Smith across midfield, 1:12 to go. Denver has very little time to set anything up here. They got to go. Hanna, who's had the hot hand, you'd imagine he's going to get to the spot and fire it. It got blocked before it made it on goal. Macri able to scoop it up, picks up that ground ball. And Carolina, if they hold on to it and complete the clear here, can run this one out. They do not have to take a shot. 45 seconds on the clock. And the North Carolina fans that have traveled here to the Mile High City coming to their feet as the Pioneers are going to have it back with 39.6 to go. There's the contingent from Chapel Hill. They've been fired up as you'd expect here as they're up 3. The Pioneers not done yet. That one across and in. Ethan Walker with 27.8 to go trims it to 2. No quit in this Pioneers squad as Walker puts in another. 5th goal of the game for Ethan Walker. Simmons picks up the assist. Anderson with 5 goals for North Carolina, and Walker now with 5 goals for Denver. $27.8. Can the Pioneers pull out the miracle here? Otherwise, Carolina is going to leave the Rocky Mountains undefeated. 4th ranked North Carolina, 11th ranked Denver Pioneers. Pioneers win it. Logan and DU's got to hurry. Hannah draws the double team in front, and Blair just over the crossbar. Diving effort there. Wow. With 13 seconds to go, the Pioneers and Blair right in front. Certainly a tough shot, but a chance to trim it to 1. Wow. Pioneers with the timeout. They have the possession. 12.4 on the clock. Coach Tierney always gets his money's worth down there, working on the officials. They put 13.7 on the clock, so they've added 1.3 seconds here. It was down at 12.4. Can Denver score 2 with under 15 seconds to go? That is a tall order. Final seconds here from Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium. We appreciate you joining us on the Big East Digital Network. And it's been a treat to bring it to you. What a matchup. Pioneers trying to come all the way back. They were down 9-1 at one point in this one, including 5-0. That was the start for UNC. It was 9-3 at halftime. Denver with a run here late. What can they do in these final seconds? Pass in front. It got deflected. It's on the turf. Pass across. And that's going to be out of play here on the near side. It will be Carolina ball with 4.3 to go. And the University of North Carolina victorious here on this Sunday afternoon in Denver. Final score 15-13. Justin Anderson, 5 goals, 2 assists. Nikki Solomon with a couple of goals. Chris Gray with a pair of goals. Brian Cameron with 2 goals as well. And Pioneers lose for the second time this season, and losing earlier this year to another ACC team, the Duke Blue Devils. And today they fall to the 4th-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels. They win it 15-13, and a terrific start for North Carolina. And they went on to win. They were up 5-0 at one point and 9-1 in the first half, and that was just too much for the Pioneers to come back from. As the coaching staff there for the Pioneers talking things over, and a great finish for the Pioneers. Showed a lot of heart and determination to close this gap, but UNC with too much here on the first day of March. You can see the disappointment for the Pioneers. Denver dropping their second game of the season despite 5 goals from Ethan Walker. Jack Hanna with 4 goals and an assist. Alex Simmons with a goal and an assist. But it was not enough as the North Carolina Tar Heels come in here and win this one. Justin Anderson, terrific game here. For Brad Thompson, everybody here at the Big East Digital Network, thanks for joining us. The final here from Denver, 15-13 Carolina.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.